Alright, and welcome back to mine and Jeffrey's match here now. And we got ourselves Weezing, who is getting buffed up by a sandstorm, and Sai, who just woke up from a quick rest. And the encore now finally ended, and Weezing goes into a rest as himself, which surprised me. A little later to find out that this Weezing's a rest talking Weezing, which I did not expect. But it was rather cool, if I may say so myself. So I encore him into rest. I was going to encore him into whatever. Didn't really matter, but that will definitely force a switch here because he doesn't want to sit in arrested Weezing, no matter how cool it may be. So he goes back out to Lapras, and he has definitely the advantage here. But luckily, Cresselia had burnt him earlier, so it's definitely going to help later on. I go back out to Mrs. T to take whatever he's going to use. I didn't really have another switch I wanted to go to, so... Or no, I went out to Mrs. T to set up on Weezing. Sorry about that. Seeing that I was mismatched, I went out to Kama, who would take whatever moves Lapras had pretty well. Takes the Ice Beam here. Does significantly less than I thought, which was cool. And I go for my big Stone Edge here to get the stab, and I gambled a little, but you know, hey. It was early in the match. It was good enough to gamble on that turn, and it paid off, knocking out Lapras and having a scarfed lock into Stone Edge. I didn't know where I was going to go with this, so he goes back out to Weezing, which is good play here because now he's going to physically wall me out, and I don't want to waste my Stone Edges trying to break down the Weezing, so I go out to Mrs. T to get set up here. He hasn't seen what my Tyranitar does, so he's kind of unsure. He gets the Sludge Bomb on his Sleep Talk, which is, good for me. He didn't get the Will-O-Wisp because that would kind of suck for Mrs. T. Doesn't do much on the Sludge Bomb, which I'm like, thank you. Definitely means that he's going to have a hard time breaking my sub. So Mrs. T gets a little leftovers at this point. Weezing's fast asleep. Sleep Talks. It's the Sludge Bomb again, which I'm lucky for the second time in a row. I did not get Will-O-Wisped. And now I go to set up my sub, as I'm going to just pretty much sub punch from behind here, or Flamethrower or Dark Pulse. It's going to be nice. Definitely gives my team an advantage as we go through. He wakes up this turn, tries to get off the Will-O-Wisp, but fails. Dark Pulse here. And because he's a physical wad, I don't want to go to Focus Punch because he also resists it, being Poison type. Does a good chunk out of his health, which I'm very happy about. But I do have to say, I love Weezing as a Pokemon. He's kind of an ugly son of a gun, but it does not matter. He's pretty epically cool. So he realizes he has to break the sub, so he starts getting damage on it right away. I know I'm going to be able to take about 3 of his Sludge Bombs, so I'm not worried about it. Just continue to Dark Pulse here. And Sand will help get him knocked out. So Weezing, goodbye. Barely knew thee. He goes out here to Lucario, and Lucario is definitely a danger to me because I don't. But luckily my Tyranitar carries Flamethrower and Focus Punch, so should be able to dismantle this Lucario rather quickly. Goes for an Aura Sphere, which is definitely going to break the sub. So I'll get only 1 Focus Punch off before Lucario. I'll have to switch out here. But, yeah. Lucario, what a tough Pokemon to fight if you don't have a counter for him. I swear to you, for the longest time, Steven's Lucario wreaked havoc on my team just because I didn't have anyone to deal with him. And even now, he's still strong and fast, which is a lethal combination on a team. That's why my team struggles with Weavile so much. I switch out with Mrs. T because I was mismatched. Go out to Size. Uses Aura Sphere. But Size is just going to gobble that up for for dinner, because that's what Size does. His take special attacks like a champion. So he'll recover, or he'll left over most of that off, which is pretty cool. He'll go for another Orphan. Because it's stabbing, and I'll get some good damage on Size. But in the end, not a big problem. I knock off. Crit hit on Lucario, knock off, and sent him plunging into the white abyss. So at this point, he is not looking very good against my team. Size kind of walling him out and doing his shuckly duties. He goes out here to Dragonite, which I'm not sure what to expect, but then he Earthquakes. Like, okay, so he's going to be a physical Dragonite here, which is pretty cool. I go for the Toxic, because that's what Shuckle does, is he grinds you out. Which is good stuff. So, Sandstorm damage plus Toxic, he's going to be eaten alive rather quickly. So I withdraw Shuckle and go to Defense Fan because I predict the Earthquake here, which he does. He repeats the Earthquake attack. Avoid the damage, but here I was really foolish. Go to Defense Fan so quickly, just because I should have stuck with Shuckle, but I was being cocky. And he hits me with he goes for Fire Blast and it misses, and I was like, thank goodness. At this point, I'm just stalling him out, so I set up rocks, even though they're useless, just to kill Espeon as soon as it enters the match, pretty much. I don't have any other attack moves on Defense Fan, so I go back out here to Size, just to, in case he Fire Blasts again, but it misses again, unfortunately. For him, wouldn't have done much to Size, but it definitely was a threat that would have been cool if it landed, because it was so off the wall. I didn't even think about a Mixed Knight. So yeah, he's pretty much finished here. He has a Dragonite left, which is gonna die to toxic damage here, and then he has his Espeon left, which is going to die to entry hazards. So, good game, Jeffrey. I mean, for your first match, it wasn't bad. You got put up against a very tough team to fight. And I wasn't playing easy on you because I've been shocked by, people before I've gone easy on, and they've just completely ruined me. So, sorry, I was putting the hammer down. Plus, I was trying to stay in competition for our league, which didn't happen. Didn't even make playoffs this time. Espeon dies to entry hazards, and that was it. Good game once again, Jeffrey, and great battle. I hope to fight you soon in the future, and thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you next time in my 100 wins video.